This thing better work. Hello? Is it me? Am I me? Let's go over here. Alright, we got some stuff to talk about. Let me get over to Chrome. Alright. So we're gonna go to the channel. See all that channel stuff? We'll talk about that in a minute. So the last video that was posted here was 9 months ago. I had an update video. And then 10 months ago I had an update video. So it's almost been a whole year since the last video that's been on this channel. A lot has happened. But first, I want to tell you what's coming up. I want to talk about the future. So, the first thing is, as you may have noticed, this video is going to go up literally after this. It is the 1st of January of 2024, and all these videos are scheduled for after the fact. All of these videos have been pre-recorded for years now, I would say. Like, literally like a year or two. So, the quality's not going to be as good, but it's been sitting there taking up 100 plus gigabytes on my hard drive. So, it's uploaded there, so it can be archived, it can sit there forever, and it kind of helps me be lazy, because I have daily uploaded all of these videos. I have like 30 or 40 of them, all the way up until February 16th, which allows me to get prepared to make more regular content and stuff. February 18th gets me more prepared to be able to make more content more fluidly and be more prepared for it, because I really wasn't prepared for it right now. But I have a bunch of old videos sitting in a hard drive that's all going to get edited and pushed out, and then once my computer is clean, that's when I'm going to go full on and make new content and catch up on what I've been doing. Like, I think I still have Modern Warfare. No, I'm at World at War. I have World at War to do for the veteran playthrough. I still have Nier Automata to do. I have Yakuza 0 to do. Those are all going to be part of the daily routine. There's also going to be more videos about my actual life, because I work on cars a lot and I have a job working on cars and stuff. So there's going to be more interesting stuff in that vein. But my problem with that is I need to work out getting a GoPro, and I need to get either space in my phone or a whole other phone just for recording shit. Because this phone I got does not have much space, as I have like 3,000 pictures and I don't know what to do with it. But for the matter of the time being, I have videos ready to go up very soon. All these videos are from Middle Earth Shadow of War. I was getting to the top ranks in the online leaderboards by doing online conquests. It's actually pretty interesting, but it gets very repetitive, and I'm not a perfect YouTuber or anything, so half the time I'm being silent, I'm sure, but it's something. I made a video for a reason, so they're up there now. So be prepared for that kind of stuff. Now to update people on what has happened, I'm going to go ahead and just say that I have been typing up a lot for this page here. I was going to post this on Facebook, on Instagram, on, anything else, and basically I'm going to be improving a lot. Down here at the very bottom, it says more future stuff, and since we're talking about future stuff still, we'll get that taken care of, which is I have dedicated 2023 as the year of the car, basically speaking. Somewhere in April, I believe, I got my license. That started the year of the car. So I'm going to be I fixed up some cars here. I got some cars. I now have a car. I have a Mustang. I have another truck. I have 3 things that I wanted and that I now have, and also the utility of having cars and trucks and stuff. There are still vehicles on this property that need fixed. But the hard cap is 1. I need $5,000 to go on a fancy trip with me and my friends in July. And I am going to make sure I have that $5,000. But otherwise, until April of 2024, I'm going to be working on cars and paying for cars and stuff like that. The second it hits May, right? April, May? Yep, May of 2024, it is the year of the house. I'm going to fix my house. I'm going to fix my barn. I'm going to fix the sheds on the property. I'm going to fix the yard, yada, yada, the entire thing. I'm going to get a garden going and everything. I have 10 acres of land here. This house has a roof that's falling apart. There are parts of the ceiling that's like fucking starting to get bowed in and stuff. And like my porch outside is damaged and shit like that. It's all going to get fixed. And then I'm going to go out to the barn, and we're going to fix some stuff in there. One is it just needs really cleaned up. It became a storage spot. It kind of got forgotten about. The electric should be fine, and it's not going to get heating or plumbing because that's like way too much work. That could be a future problem, but not this year's problem. There's a shed on the property that needs cleaned up. Otherwise, it's pretty intact. And then there's a trailer on the property with a roof leak that needs to get cleaned up and taken care of before it becomes a problem where there's instability in the roof and the floor and stuff like that. But that's what it is. You're the property. You're the house. And then I'm also going to personally try to get to go to the gym regularly because I feel like I could put on more muscle mass. I feel like I react well to that kind of thing. So I want to do that and see where that takes me. And then I also want to not only bring back my social media presence, which I never really had any, but go crazy with everything. I want to have TikTok. I want to be going ham on Snapchat. I want to go crazy on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, I don't care. I might even restream on Kick or something. I have no clue. But I'm going to be putting twice as much effort as I did last year into being more entertaining and more popular and more me, stuff like that, so that things can be better all around, because it's been really up and down last year. Because like at the beginning of the year, I had very good YouTube videos and I was having fun, but it got to be too much and things got in the way, yada yada. I just couldn't keep track of it. So here's to hopefully a better 2024. My only problem is I now have a new editing software. I had a version of Sony Vegas that I definitely paid for and didn't steal in any way, shape, or form. And now I have DaVinci Resolve, which I've never used before, and it's really being a pain in the ass. I don't even know how to cut videos. I'm going to Google it after this. I need to do the big things like adding text and doing cuts and stuff like that, and then we can worry about zooms and pans and motion tracking, blah, blah, blah. But that's going to be neither here nor there for now, especially since for the next 2 months I have videos already scheduled to go up. So I have 2 months to figure it out, really. Just might need cuts or text in this video, or zooms even, but I doubt it. The other thing is I am now 21. That doesn't really mean anything in particular, but that does mean like I'm allowed to drink and stuff, but I'm not really fond of it, so it's not like I'm gonna be some alcoholic or become some beer review channel or something. But that's another update. I got a bunch of cars. I've turned 21. I'm living in this house. I have a girlfriend. I have a dog. And let's see. Yeah, that's really and jobs. That's another thing to talk about. So when I started earlier this year and I was making the listen videos, I've been working at McDonald's for 3 years when those listen videos came out. The last listen video was made after I believe I quit the job, that or shortly after that I quit the job. I worked security with my brother, Prong Lion, or Tim. He worked security at the gas wells for a group, and I joined him there, and I was making good money. I worked 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I worked overnights, and it was a blast to do, and I got paid to basically sit, play games, and eat pizza. It was awesome. But it's the oil business is really not a steady, secure line of business for, grunt workers and stuff. Like if you're an oil baron, you just make money and sit and do nothing. But if you're just like me, one of the Logan guys, you just get work when they need more people, and they tend to shut down for the winter. I hadn't really considered that would be such a important possibility, because my dad was reminding me that I'm probably going to get laid off sometime soon. But I was like, I'm one of the only people who has the balls to go up to these scary places and get stuck or not get stuck and whatnot in the middle of winter, and they're going to lay me off in front of my brother? They sure did. So I got laid off, and then I spent a month unemployed, almost 2 months unemployed, gaining unemployment, learning how to do that, working a small side job at a local bar and grill where I just did maintenance and clean shit and whatnot. That wasn't awful, and in retrospect, neither was McDonald's. But after that security job, that was like peak. Like if I could have worked that security job for the rest of my life, that would have been it, man, because that was the most money I've made, and I had the most free time that way. And that's why those videos were coming out and stuff too, was I had 4 days a week to make videos and fuck off and shit like that. Let's see here. Yeah, my newest job, I work at a muffler shop. It's in this writing here, and it's attached to my body, but I will leave it verbally unnamed for now. But I work there with my other brother, and it's been a fun time, but it's been a lot of ups and downs and bullshit and whatnot, but that's going to be probably for another video a few months from now. But yep, so I'm working at a muffler shop, so there's a lot of car stuff going on. I'm working on my own cars, things are getting fixed, stuff like that. It's wonderful. I'm going to just kind of read this thing here verbatim, and then we'll find out if I have anything else to talk about while I play Forza. I have Forza opened over here, just in case. So, you guys may have already had a chance to read it. I'm going to go ahead and read it myself right now. So let's get started. 2023 as a year was so much better and so much worse than the year before. I'm typing up a retrospective because I can't help but speak my thoughts and feelings aloud. It's something I've never really been able to help. I am going to discuss the good and bad related to relationships, friendships, yada yada, housing, vehicles, jobs, finances, and probably more. To start, I want to mention that my 2 New Year's resolutions are to start back up my social media presences and focusing on my physical health. My other goal for the year is to fix and repair the housing situation, which has been left in decline for quite a while. That first chunk was written before I got the rest of this, so I wanted to, summarize everything. And then to start, relationships. There are people that I used to know that I don't feel like I know any longer. I feel as though if they turned into different people. Everyone's so busy and everyone is adapting to this world and everything is just getting more complicated, and I can't help but notice that there's a lot of distance growing, and I feel like my life is growing more isolated. Lots of empty promises, agreements that aren't real, lies and rumors. It's like high school. Being so kind to others only to be met with nothing for my efforts. Giving people deals, having them walk all over it, giving people leniency and getting walked all over. Being stern and being treated like I'm an asshole because I'm stern. It's very unfortunate, but it's the real world, I suppose. I've met my girlfriend, and despite all the unkind words I just said, none have applied to my closest friends. They have been there and invested in me from the start. In a world that's so cruel, violent, awful, truthfully speaking, it's the lack of community is why the world the way it is. The farms next to us sell crops and livestock to Argentina so we can buy from Northeast Asia. Governments are just puppets with faces, nothing better to do than sit in a comfy chair all day while someone else does the dirty work. No one cares about repercussions anymore. Everyone just wants to do what's best for them. Even local communities, governments, there's zero actual presence here in my own local towns. I don't even think we have a government. There's no governing body. There's no senator. There's no person. There's no mayor. Like, there's nothing about them. There's no presence. So, and they really don't do anything. The United States runs the country without being in the country. Even the senators and stuff, they're all just in Cancun while everything's going down. It's awful, but thankfully I have family and friends, and I will continue to make newer family and friends and keep all these relationships as healthy as I can in hopes that comes back to me in fold. Next thing to talk about would be housing. You've seen it in just this year for my videos. My background used to have the plaid sitting behind me. That's when I was at my grandmother's house. I moved there originally because a person that is in a couple of videos still in the past had me move in with them. Well, I moved into my grandmother's because I needed to have good internet. One, for school. I had trouble connecting to my classes and stuff. And two, because I had to make sure that I was doing the maximum amount of gaming that I could, because at the time I was really dedicated to my gaming, and also I was really dedicated to this person, and I would get on and I would do 8 hours of Destiny, but I couldn't possibly let them be left behind. So I had to do 8 years of Destiny on their account, 8 hours of Destiny on their account, and then I would still have to find time to play Siege while doing schoolwork and stuff like that. And I just started work when I abandoned this person, so I went ahead and just I started going to work. I got a different schedule. I started to focus on myself. I got YouTube better. I got a good balance where I did school but also played games. It was pretty good for a while. I got my hands on a car, and then after that I met my current girlfriend, and things have been pretty smooth, roughly speaking. Like, I had a car, I had a job. I did a little bit of YouTube, but YouTube kind of fell off because I was dealing with my cars and my jobs hopping around and shit like that, and my responsibilities at home. I couldn't find free time to sit here in front of a camera and do this, and or even play games enough to get a bunch of clips, because that doesn't take, an hour to make an hour's worth of footage. It's an hour to get 5 minutes worth of footage. But yeah, it's been a lot of ups and downs, lots of busyness, stuff like that. But I came back here to finish up my school. We got gigabit internet here. I've moved 2 people into this house that have paid rent so that I can relieve some of that stress from bills. So financially, I'm in a better position. Now that we have these rent and bills going around and stuff, it's so much easier to get things organized and done. We can buy what food we want, buy what drinks we want, upgrade our cars, get more cars, fix things. Like, things are actually good. We can have a full tank of gas and not sweat it. It's really good. It's really comfortable. But it came through a lot of hard work and perseverance and fighting. But yeah, to read this verbatim, in this years I moved from my grandparents back to my dad's house. I initially left my grandparents for several reasons. The first being that I had trouble with internet. I was in online schooling, so having trouble maintaining a connection to online classes and completing work. Not only that, but my precious video games weren't working properly. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was practically being taken advantage of. I would dedicate all my time that I could to her, and we would play video games together. I'd play 8 hours of my own game, and then 8 hours of the same games for her, because I couldn't possibly leave her behind. I also reached the highest rank in Rainbow Six Siege countless times, including taking her and her friends to the top while they did nothing. However, I came to be comfortable at my grandmother's. I got a job. I finished my schooling there. After my schooling was over, I made my way back to my dad. Met my soon-to-be girlfriend. I got my first car, and then I bought a Mustang, and wrapped the year up by getting my truck. I've been slowly cleaning, allowing renters to live in the house and the trailer that's on the property. That way bills would be paid more simply. However, 2023 was the year of the car to me. I got my license, I got my car, I got a sports car, I got a truck. The next year, 2024, is the year of the house. I intend to fix the electrical issues in my house, the various damages, the past disarray in the house, the barn, and clean things enough that things can be the way that they used to be. Like our garage not being a storage unit, but actually allowing a car to be in there and even get worked on. So yeah, working for McDonald's definitely helped me get money and get me things figured out and whatnot. And I took a lot of care of myself for the first year, just getting games and getting this microphone set up and stuff. And the next year I got these computers going, and then I got cars figured out. And now we're kind of pushing into the third year where I'm getting, more focused and doing bills and shit. In terms of jobs, I started 3 years ago at the McDonald's in Troy. It was a good place to start, and to be perfectly honest, I almost regret leaving. I left McDonald's for a security job that my brother had been working the guard shack on the gas wells, but the on and offs of the job didn't work for me and my spending habits. Between bills and having monetary goals, I couldn't come up with savings when I was laid off, so when I was inevitably laid off, I had to find a new job. Over the course of the end of my McDonald's career and the entirety of my security job, and I left it just as I started my job at this muffler shop, I worked at a place called Building Number 9 in the same location as that McDonald's, and it was only on Mondays. And the thing is that at first it was a 10-hour job, 12-hour job, stuff like that, but as I got good at things and figured out a method and figured out how clean things have to look and stuff, I got it down to 4 hours. But the problem was, now that I had a routine for things, I would work hard and I'd build up a sweat and I'd get tired, my muscles would be sore and shit like that at the end of my 4 hours. So I was only going out there and getting 4-hour shifts and then collecting some unemployment. And because of that, I really wasn't making as much money as I could have, because I could have stayed later, but I was already sore and tired by the end of my 4 hours. So I was in a conundrum. But, let's see. McDonald's was good, but I figured there was better, but I do now realize just how flexible and respectful McDonald's truly was. I still hate it, though. The security job was awesome. I was getting paid to do next to nothing, and working at Building 9 was fine, but I started to get really tired of doing the same things every day, being paid by the hour to do the work, but being good enough that my work was done in 4 hours, but doing the work hard enough that I was tired was a recipe for disaster, because I'd be too tired to work on extra tasks by the time my usual tasks were over. Working at this muffler shop has been ups and downs so far, because I like working on cars and working with cars. I have access to tools in a shop to get my work done, learn more and more about cars. But I feel like I'm constantly getting hassled, and I feel like my back has been getting more and more sore each day. but I'll power through and find a solution. And just to talk about my job a little bit, there's a lot of like hypocrisy. Like they'll tell me to bullshit some paperwork and then tell me not to bullshit some paperwork. They'll tell me to do this job and then tell me to do this job and then wonder why I'm not doing the other job. And it just gets really confusing to me, but I've just been kind of ignoring it. And then also my back, like the thing is there's no chairs in there. I sit on my toolbox and I'm either leaned over, leaned over like this, like I'm super leaned over looking at my phone, or I'm sitting on the stairs where my lumbar just has a step against it and there's no actual back support. So it's been really hard on my back, especially having to, lift up wheels and tires and kegs of oil and stuff like that. It's hard work and it's hard on my back, and my back hurts every day. Financially, having to share my bills with my dad for a portion of the year was a little bleh. Me and him, he was collecting Social Security at the time, and he would pay the house payment and get groceries, and I would pay the internet, and then me and him kind of went halvesies on the electric, but sometimes it was me, sometimes it was him, sometimes it was halvesies. And then finally I got my friend Ethan and my girlfriend to live here, and they pay rent, and those guys pay the electric and the internet. So now between me and him, it's groceries and house payment. And normally he does house payment and groceries, and all my money goes to fixing our cars, including his own cars. So it's not like I live here for free. Getting a pair friend that lives here, take on chores, and pay rent has greatly improved the financial situation here. We can pay taxes, eat food, and drink drinks that we want to drink, the whole 9 yards. We can actually fix and maintain cars, keep gas in the tank, and much more. Nothing feels as bleak anymore, even though it's been a lot of ups and downs, and there's 2 steps forward and 1 step back a lot. There's a lot of miserable stuff going on, but in the grand scheme of things, it's been on the up and up. And then, restating myself here, I just said that my New Year's resolution involved fixing the house, the barn, getting time to go to the gym regularly, and bringing back my social media presence. I'm going to be going crazy with TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and heavens knows what else. Going to work twice as hard this year and reap twice the rewards. Here's the 2024. And that's going to get posted everywhere. And I'm going to see what I can do for getting it on to other platforms. But I'm not going to concern myself with doing too much right now. Probably over the course of like this week, I will roll out the rest. I think that's fair. It's like YouTube video today, and then I'll roll out the TikTok while those, my pre-recorded videos are getting uploaded. And then I'll roll out the Instagram while my pre-recorded shit's getting uploaded, and blah, blah, blah. So by the time I'm doing daily videos here, there should be daily bullshit going on the other platforms. Not thinking there's too much more else to say. This has already been going on for like 20 minutes, and that's more than long enough. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys are interested, I do have a Discord channel that I'm going to be opening up as well. You won't really know about it because my pre-recorded videos aren't going to have it linked, but February 19th, when my videos come out, that Discord channel is going to be ready. It's going to have my friends in it and stuff, and I'm going to roll it out as a public Discord channel with obvious moderation and stuff, but you guys can join that when you want. My username is technically everywhere, so if you wanted to friend me on Steam or on Xbox or follow me on those platforms or whatever, you can. My platforms for these new social medias that I'm creating, they're going to be the same name as YouTube, so you can just search that up on whatever platform you're on, and you'll probably find me. If you guys are looking forward to any of the content or have any suggestions, comments, questions, or concerns, use the comment section below anywhere of my platforms, or even message me personally. And that's really it. So I hope you guys enjoy. Have a nice day. Happy New Year's. Peace out.